How's it going out there? Today I'm thinking that the world needs a lot more compassion, doesn't it? And where do you start with getting the world to have more compassion? Well, you start inside yourself, I think. I'll be the first to admit that it's very hard sometimes to be good to myself because inside my head I'm very critical. If I don't do something right, or if I'm sad, I feel the guilt of being sad. So I think compassion inside of ourselves starts with saying it's okay to feel the way that we feel. I don't know how you're feeling out there today. I'm kind of feeling neutral. I feel like not super inspired, not sad, but I'm neutral. Maybe you're struggling. Maybe you're feeling really great. Wherever you are, I think it's critical to have compassion for ourselves. Because if you don't have it for yourself, it's very hard to be compassionate to the world, to people in your life, to be understanding. Jack Kornfield, my favorite Buddhist monk, teaches this easy practice where you sit quietly and just visualize yourself, and you say this in your mind. May I be held in compassion. May my struggling and pain be eased. May I be at peace. You reflect on that for a little bit, and then you think of a person that you really care about, and you think, may that person be held in compassion. May their struggles be eased. May they be held in peace. And then you can go to your family, your friends, the city, the world, all beings. Takes a little bit of time, but I think this visualization practice is sometimes helpful in just trying to set the channel for compassion and being less judgmental. I often find for me that I become easily angered or jealous or upset when I'm thinking about all the things I'm not happy with or the people or what they've done, right? And when I sit and do this practice, when I really take the time to sit quietly and be comfortable and not put pressure on myself, I find that it just gives me a little space, just a little bit of space to even be trying to think about more compassion, right? And if you're struggling out there and you're feeling like you're not happy, sometimes this idea is really hard because you kind of are resistant to it. And it's been my experience when I'm depressed that I don't want someone telling me, oh, this is how you feel better, or this is what you need to do. So I don't want you to think I'm saying, this is what you need to do. I'm just telling you that this is a practice that I found useful sometimes in opening some space up in my heart for myself and for my closest relationships and even my work relationships. I'm not always successful at being compassionate, but I at least am starting to recognize the power of compassion and understanding of your neighbor. Because I think our mental states really exist internally, right? And so it's super easy to say, oh, this person's bothering me. Oh my gosh, oh, someone pushed me on the subway. You're pissed off. But this state exists inside of yourself. And so to reset the channel, it's just checking in with ourselves that needs to happen, I think. So that we can be more compassionate with ourselves. I'm saying compassion a lot because I really believe that it's one of the keys to happiness. Whether you're happy, whether you're neutral, I'm feeling kind of neutral today, or you're struggling, I think we need to be compassionate. First with ourselves and then with each other. And one of the things that I also appreciate about my favorite Buddhist monk, Jack Kornfield, whose book, The Wise Heart, I'm currently reading, one of the things he says that I think is really helpful, that's 5 minutes. One of the things when you do a simple practice like this that Jack Kornfield says, this advice that he gives is treat yourself with loving kindness. Because it's a very American attitude to want to succeed in everything we do. So when we sit down to meditate, sometimes we want to succeed. And when we sit and we can't get our mind to feel at ease, because the mind, that's what the mind does, it just works. It just says lots of things, produces thoughts. We feel like a failure. And Jack Kornfield reminds us that we need to treat ourselves with loving kindness and compassion, and to remember that meditation and these visualization practices and life is not so much about succeeding. Maybe it's just about being. And if you and I can just be a little bit more compassionate to ourselves, to each other, to remember to practice loving kindness first with ourselves, then with each other, maybe we'll feel a little bit better. And maybe there's success in that. Maybe there's happiness in that. So my wish for you is that you are held in compassion, that your pain and suffering is eased, and that you are at peace. That's my prayer for all of us. Oh hey, thanks for watching. If you feel so inclined, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Also, you can watch some other videos that I've made over here, I think. Cheers.